Hey, Shalom. All praises, glory, honor, and fear is Yahweh Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim, Wakakadash, and double honors to elders and apostles, GMS citations, the election, the house of David, the B'yah, the B'dah, in these last days. The election have obtained it, meanwhile the rest is sleeping and blind. And got some breaking news from AFP News Agency. It says Nagorny Karabakh declares martial law, total military mobilization, rebel presidency. So it's getting really bad out over there in Azerbaijan, in Armenia. Russia also breaking. Russia calls for immediate ceasefire and Karabakh fighting. And I just recently came across an article with Russia basically trying to seek peace and stability and ceasefire with America. See, as you can see, also have it on our RT. Alright, hostilities break out between Armenia and Azerbaijan over disputed Nagorny Karabakh region, both countries say. So this could very well trigger the Third World War. In the First World War you had I believe it was Hungary. Second World War you had Hitler, but they all spearheaded out there from Europe in this region, Armenia, Azerbaijan. It says Azerbaijan launched an offensive against Nagorno Karabakh. The Armenian PM said amid reports of Azeri aircraft being shot down, Baku insisted it is taking retaliatory measures in the disputed Armenian populated region. You see, so this is very well triggered the Third World War. And these are things you have to be looking out for, man. Not fucking laying up, being lukewarm. See, a lot of our people are asleep, man. And it's all happening underneath their nose. But we see, we're not children of the night, but children of the day, and we shine through the night. We give Lord no rest, day nor night. The watchman upon the wall is a true watchman. Alright. So as you can see, the First World War, Hungary, right? On June 28, 1940, on June 28, 1914, Gavrilo Princip, a Bosnian Serb Yugoslav nationalist, assassinated the Austro-Hungarian heir, Archduke Franz Ferdinand, in Sarajevo, leading to the July crisis. In its response, Austria-Hungary issued an ultimatum to Serbia on 23rd July. Serbia's reply failed to satisfy Austrians, and the two moved into a war footing. A network of interlocking alliances enlarged the crisis from bilateral issue in the Balkans to one involving most of Europe. By July 1914, the great powers of Europe were divided into two coalitions: the Triple Entente. The Triple Entente describes the informal understanding between the Russian Empire, the French Third Republic, and Great Britain. It built upon the Franco-Russian alliance of 1894, the Entente Cordiale of 1904 between Paris and London, and the Anglo-Russian Entente of 1907. Issued an ultimatum to Serbia on July 23rd. And broke out in war. And that's how the First World War sparked. You see, so going into the Second World War, it basically with Poland. Historians from many countries have given considerable attention to studying and understanding the cause of World War II, a global war from 1939 to 1945. that was the deadliest conflict in human history. So it was coming with the third war is going to be even more deadlier. Time like never before. Daniel 12:1, and Michael shall stand up that great prince for his people. The immediate precipitating event was the invasion of Poland by Nazi Germany on September 1st, 1939. And what day is it today? September 27th, 2020. Alright, and the subsequent declarations of war on Germany made by Britain and France. But many other prior events have been suggested as ultimate causes. But at the end of the day, the Lord brought this to pass. Now, let me get this precept here. This is Revelation 11 and 14. Everything is in the scriptures. Now, if I'm going to get it in order, let me get the first one. Revelation 9 and 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. Woe means destruction, pain, misery, affliction, death. Alright, so that one woe that was past is the First World War. And behold, there come two woes more hereafter. And the Second World War, or the second woe, had already come to pass too in 1939 to 1945. Now we go to Revelation 11 to 14. Says the second woe is past, you see, and behold, the third will cometh quickly, see, without delay. So ain't no breaks for the Lord, man. And I just woke up in the middle of the night, just woke up, seen a couple things, and want to make a point with the video did just recently, that whole Boston Dynamics dog device. I just came across this. Says this Boston Dynamics robot dog sure looks like similar to those robot dogs from that Black Mirror episode where they have slaughtered nearly all the humans. So the future's looking really dim, alright, for America, for Esau, for the wicked, 2/3, alright. And I got the name that they called it Metalhead. 5th episode of the 4th series of the anthology series Black Mirror, which I don't really watch the series Black Mirror, never really heard of it. Well, but anyways, Metalhead is filmed entirely in black and white. Follows the plight of Bella, trying to flee from robotic dogs after the unexplained collapse of human society. You see? What's coming is going to make the Great Depression look like child's play. The First and Second World War looked like a walk in the park. Which a lot of you guys, you're scared of man. You're scared of death, and the fear of man is going to bring a snare into you. You're not supposed to be afraid. That's one of the Lord's commandments. Don't be afraid of their faces, though they're the more mass than you. Let me get that precept. Alright, this is Deuteronomy 1 in verse 29. Then I said unto you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. The Lord your power which goeth before you, he shall fight for you according to all that he did for you in Egypt before your eyes. You see, so you're not supposed to be afraid of them, man. And we do these videos to exhort you, strengthen you, and build you up. The elect. See, if you ain't part of the elect, you ain't chopped down. You're gonna get burnt up, alright? Because you ain't right. Psalm 3 and 6. I will not be afraid. I will not be afraid of 10,000s of people that have set themselves against me round about. See, and this is why the sinners in Zion are afraid. Fearfulness has surprised the hypocrites, because they thought this was never going to come to pass. The Lord will not do evil, nor shall he do good. See, to the pure, all things are pure, but to them that are defiled, everything is impure. This is Luke 12 and verse 4. And I say unto you, my friends, right? And the Lord said, he called who his friends? Those that keep his commandments and walk in his ways. It says, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. But I will forewarn you whom ye shall fear. Fear him, which after he hath killed hath power to cast you into hell. Yeah, I say unto you, fear him. You see that? Isaiah 8:13. Sanctify Yahweh of hosts himself, and let him be your fear, and let him be your dread. He shall be for a sanctuary, but for a stone of stumbling, and for a rock of offense to both the houses of Israel, for a gin and for a snare to the house of Jerusalem. And many, right, many are called, many false prophets, many wolves in sheep's clothing. And many among them shall stumble and fall and be broken and be snared and be taken. You see? So I see the collapse of human societies. So this isn't a good sign for the wicked, but it's a good sign for us. Because if they're trying to bring out all these devices and this martial laws, we're at the end. You know, all these COVID lockdowns, all these COVID vaccines that's coming down the pipe, the protests and upwards, whole Black Lives Matter, people getting shot down, all this, that, and the third is a sign, tokens of the times to lift up our head, our redemption draweth nigh. So when you go to this Wikipedia of Metalhead, you know, the robot dog, alright, saying it has, the episode has a simple plot and received mostly positive reviews. It has been compared to the Terminator, as both works feature machines chasing humans. The episode's message has been widely debated, with reviewers discussing questions about artificial intelligence and the final shot of a box of teddy bears. The plot and short running time have received mixed reviews. So basically, they're going to use this to destroy and kill people, especially Jake. You know, but the Lord said, if a man's ways please the Lord, he's going to make his enemies be at peace with him. So we're living in a time of miracles, wonders, deliverance for the elect, and destruction and judgment to the 2/3 and the whole world. The Lord says he's going to judge the whole world. This is Proverbs 29 and 25. The fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. Many seek the ruler's favor, but every man's judgment cometh from the Lord. You see, 1 Peter 4:17, judgment's going to first begin in his house first. We so-called Negroes, Native Americans, Latinos, and the Israelite foreigners or Gentiles. Alright. Job 21 and 27. Behold, Psalm 22. Shall any teach God knowledge, seeing he judgeth those that are high? One dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. You see? All you do is just settle on your lees. You see? Remember that again. One dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet. It's not time to be quiet right now, man. Scripture talk about the ear that heareth speak it constantly. Constant. His breasts are full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. And another dieth in the bitterness of his soul, and never eateth with pleasure. They shall lie down alike in the dust, and the worm shall cover them. Behold, I know your thoughts, and the devices which ye wrongfully imagine against me. For ye say, where is the house of the prince, and where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Right? And this is the wicked, Esau. And these are part of his devices. Some are Boston Dynamic dogs. Some are RFID chips, which are very minuscule and tiny, but they're not insignificant. They have a big judgment if you take that mark of beast. And some of them are even bigger, nuclear missiles, size of whole streets. You know. Have ye not asked them that go by the way, and do ye not know their tokens? See, these are all signs, man. That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. Who shall declare his way to his face, and who shall repay him what he hath done? You see, and the Lord said, Psalm 94:16, who shall rise up for me against the workers of iniquity? Who shall bring me to the strong city, Edom? Not E, but Edom. Okay? I'm not ignorant of Satan's devices, but a lot of you people that are ignorant of Satan's devices, he already has you right where he wants you. See, saying he wants those that he can't get. Satan desires to sift you as wheat, but Lord, pray for the elect that he won't get you, man. And once you're strengthened and converted, strengthen your brethren. Proverbs 19:21. There are many devices in man's heart, nevertheless the counsel of Yahweh that shall stand. And the elect to stand stiffly and boldly for the name of the Lord. You see? Psalms 33:10. The Lord bringeth the counsels of the heathen to naught. He maketh the devices of the people of none effect. You see? So with all the New World Order, they're not gonna be able to fulfill their belly. And as a film about it, they feel like they got Israel right, they have us, and they think they're gonna go on with it. Lord's gonna destroy them, man. Psalms 10:2. I'm sorry, verse 1. Why standest thou far off, O Lord? Why hidest thou thyself in times of trouble? And the Lord's starting to reveal himself. We're in times of revelation. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken in the device that they have imagined. For the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. And the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after God. God is not in all his thoughts, right? And when you talk about the wicked, you can't just be talking about Esau all the time. It's also going into our people. Our people amongst our men is found wicked men. They have surpassed the deeds of the wicked. See? Why is that? Because they should know better. We were created to be the righteous. And by us teaching the sons of the Most High, the children of Israel, we grieve the enemy. So if you ain't teaching the children of Israel, you ain't grieving the enemy. You are the enemy. You see? You are part of the enemy. You are part of the Antichrist. That's why Paul said, even weeping, I tell you now, many are enemies of the cross. It was in Psalm 9:14. For the thoughts of mortal men are miserable, and our devices are but uncertain. You see, but we have a certainty, 100% that the Lord's with us, and He's going to deliver us from all these wicked devices and evil times. The Lord, pray not to take us away from it, but keep us through it. Alright, so Sirach 35:19, till He have rendered to every man according to his deeds, and to the works of men according to their devices, till He have judged the cause of His people, and made them to rejoice in His mercy. You see? It's like Ezra 9 and verse. Second Ezra 9 and verse 20. So I considered the world, and behold, there was a peril because of the devices that were coming to it. And I saw and spared it greatly, and I have kept me a grape of the cluster and a plant of a great people, talking about the elect, the remnant, the small sanctuary. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect. You see, and what's this labor that we're doing? This labor of love. And we're not hating this laborious work. It's like Isaiah 32:7. The instruments also the cruel are evil. He devised wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right. You know, if you don't speak according to His word, there's no light in you, and you're a work of darkness. You're a work of you're the devil, man. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. You see, so we know exactly what's coming, man. While everyone else is sleeping, settled on their lees. Jeremiah 11:17. For Yahweh of hosts that planted thee have pronounced evil against thee for the evil of the house of Israel and of the house of Judah, which ye have done against themselves to provoke me to anger and offering incense unto Baal. And the Lord hath given me knowledge of it, you see, and I know it. Then thou showest me their doings. And see what the Lord say, what he tells us in darkness, in secret, to preach on the housetops, let everyone know the wickedness, you know. Have no fellowship with workers of darkness, but what? Rather reprove them. And that's why we are hated. Our channels get clipped down all the time. We can barely even keep a channel up. This channel's about to go get clipped down. There's 2 strikes on it. One more, we done. So make sure you check out the 300. That's the backup channel. It says, but I was like a lamb or an ox that is brought to the slaughter, and I knew not that they had devised devices against me, saying, let us destroy the tree with the fruit thereof. John said, what? Bring forth fruit, meet for repentance. And let us cut him off from the land of the living, that his name may be no more remembered. But see, them digging this hole for the righteous to fall in, they're going to fall into it themselves. It says, but, O Lord of hosts, that judges righteously, that tries the reins in the high, let me see thy vengeance on them, for unto thee have I revealed my cause. Therefore thus saith the Lord of the men of Anathoth, that seek thy life, saying, there's people that seek our lives, man. Prophesy not in the name of the Lord, that thou die not by our hand. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, behold, I will punish them, the young men shall die by the sword, the sons and the daughters shall die by famine. And there shall be no remnant of them, for I will bring evil upon the men of Anathoth, even the year of their visitation. And we're in the time of visitation. You see, and we're going to close off with 2 Esdras 15th chapter. In verse 10 it says, behold, my people is led as a flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them not to dwell in the land of Egypt. And this is spiritually, America's spiritually called Egypt and Gomorrah, the land of the north. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretch out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. And that's why you're not supposed to be making your bed here or getting comfortable here, man. Because this is not where much glory doth abide, and this land is cursed. Alright, so I just want to bring out that for the sheep. The times we in and approaching. All the praises, glory, on the face. Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai Bashim, Akakadash Wa, Abad Babal.